What's up, y'all, and welcome back to Waves Weekly, my series where I talk about weekly video game news and what I think about stuff that's currently happening in the industry. We got some pretty good stuff to go into today, but first I kind of want to talk about the YouTube shorts I've been releasing. Currently, I've released 2 YouTube shorts, which is part of my Waves Weekly shorts series as part of just kind of an initiative to expand what I want to do in this channel. Making shorts are pretty fun, and they're definitely a lot easier and shorter to make than these type of videos, but I still enjoy making both equally. One thing I want to do, though, is I definitely don't want to reuse content, because I kind of see how it would be a good idea to talk about what I talked about in my shorts, but some of that news has gotten old by now. But one thing I do kind of want to go over a little bit is DLSS 5. That is a situation that's a little unique. Many of you who are tuned in with kind of gaming industry related stuff like this may have heard about DLSS 5 recently, and it's Nvidia's new frame-gen technology, part of the DLSS frame-gen family, but this one's a little different. Instead of being like all the other DLSS frame-gens, this one just changes practically the whole image, all part of something about better realism. And I talked about it more in depth in my YouTube short, but what I really wanted to say is video games strive for realism nowadays, and I know that's okay. I mean, I'm okay with playing a realistic video game every now and then, but a lot of gamers, especially me, what we want nowadays is games with specific, unique art styles. Games like Death Stranding, sure, they go for realism, and it's one of my favorite games ever, but it has a specific art style. It has all the Chiralium designs, it has all the BTs, it has its own unique type art style. This is one of the reasons why Expedition 33 was so popular. It had such a unique, amazing art style while also having realistic graphics. And what I think DLSS 5 does is it kind of just takes away from the art style. I'm not saying it totally does, but it concentrates a lot on faces. Here's kind of a representation. This is DLSS 5 off. It's just game running natively Resident Evil Rec Room. It's just Grace. It looks normal. I mean, it looks realistic, but it has that type of Resident Evil art style to it. It looks like Resident Evil. And then you put on DLSS 5, and sure, it looks realistic, but it looks like the most generic AI-generated image I've ever seen. She looks like a whole entirely different person. And not to mention, the lighting. The lighting is totally off. This looks so generically AI generated, and if you've seen gameplay videos of DLSS 5, it's even worse. It literally just looks like an AI generated video, but you're playing it in real time. It's so weird, and I don't know what the people at Nvidia were thinking about this. I know they're doing this big thing for the strive for AI, which I don't really agree with, but this is just, gamers don't want this. This is not targeted towards gamers. I feel like this, who's gonna use this? Just look what DLSS 5 is doing. Can you believe it? Jokes aside, this is pretty crazy, and I did make a short on it if y'all want to check it out. I personally will never be using DLSS 5, but maybe Nvidia will flip around and change it to where it doesn't totally distort the faces of characters and just make a better DLSS model with latency. I mean, DLSS 4 is pretty good how it is right now. The only problem there is just latency. And I can't imagine how the latency is going to be with DLSS 5. Maybe it's different. I haven't tried it out yet, and I said I'm not going to. But hopefully it's not horrendous. But hey, guess what's coming out this Thursday? Death Stranding 2 PC port. What I've been waiting for so long. Ever since that announcement came out, I've been waiting patiently ever since, and it's finally coming. It's available for pre-install on Steam right now if y'all want to copy the game and get it, but I haven't even played it, and I could already recommend everyone in the world this game because I've never even seen a bad review on it. Not even one. So I'm super excited to play it, and if anyone is watching who hasn't given Death Stranding 1 a try, I also recommend picking that up before you play 2, because Death Stranding 1 is a truly life-changing experience, and I hope the same with Death Stranding 2. And for my people who have a Switch 2, we got some good news for you. Switch 2 system update brings new boost mode for original Switch games. This is something I've been personally wanting for a while, because there's some games on the Switch 2 that may run a little bit better than the original Switch 1, but don't run exactly native to what the Switch 2 can achieve. And for a Nintendo console, the Switch 2 is pretty powerful. I've ran some pretty demanding games on it so far, and it holds up pretty well. And while it does get pretty hot and the battery life's not the greatest, it runs very well, especially when playing Final Fantasy VII Rebirth. That's one of my most favorite games, and I honestly had a great time playing it, and I feel like it could probably hit 60 FPS, but the 30 FPS isn't really that noticeable, so it runs well regardless. But anyways, Nintendo has pushed out a system update for the Switch 2, and the star feature is one that's been much requested, handheld boost mode. This mode allows the Switch 2 to run original Switch games in handheld mode as if they were docked in TV mode, increasing resolution and performance. As many people know, in Switch 1 games, the resolution runs at 720p because the screen is, first of all, 720p, and that's what the Switch 1 could really handle back then. Switch 2 can obviously handle 1080p on the main screen and 4K on the big screen. So, in games that are 720 in handheld mode, it could upscale it as if it's playing in TV mode on the Switch 1 and display it on the Switch 2 handheld mode as if you're playing in the TV mode in the Switch 1. There are currently some games blocked from doing it, probably due to optimization reasons, but it's really great we could see this, and it's finally good that Nintendo's doing something that allows backwards compatibility and playing our old favorite games at high resolutions and frame rate. One thing we have not gotten yet on the Switch 2 is YouTube for the Switch. We had YouTube on the Switch 1 about a year after its release, and it hasn't exactly been a year since the release of the Switch 2, but you would think they would make YouTube by now. I don't think it would be that hard to my knowledge, and I really want to watch YouTube on the big handheld mode of the Switch too. Google actually confirmed it a while back, saying that it's in the works, but that was a long time ago and we haven't heard any news from it since. One thing I really hope we get with the Switch 2 eventually is customization. Nintendo consoles have always been known for customization and fun home screens, like the Wii and the Wii U, such recognizable, fun home screens. Even the 3DS, they just had such recognizable, fun home screens, but then the Switch 1 came along and had the most boring home screen ever. And I understand all you really need is something to get to your games and play your games, but we want something fun, something that keeps you hooked once you going back, not just opening and pressing play on a game. And sure, it's useful, but it's the Nintendo style that we want back. You have to go in settings to customize a Mii. That's insane. But anyways, y'all, that's about it for today's episode. We had some interesting things to go over today, and I'm glad we got a good episode today. Y'all stay tuned for some more Wavez Weekly Shorts, and of course, I'm going to keep uploading these long-length videos as well. Video essay is going to be coming out towards the end of this month, so don't worry about that. And thanks for watching, y'all. Later.